What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Chewin the Rag. Couple of quick things before we get started. First and foremost, as you can tell by my hat, we have merch. That's supposed to be me. That says I'm not doing that, dude, because I'm not doing that, dude. We've also got like a Halloween selection going up right now. Stuff with just like the logo. You can't really see it, but the logo. We have a bunch of different merch with that. We got a couple of Dallas Cowboys themed things up there, just a silver and blue. So go check that out at chewintherag.com. There's a little tab that says merch, and that's where you can shop merch. Also, W.GG, I want to thank them for sponsoring the show. It is a clean energy company that specializes in hydration, jitter-free energy, really good stuff, a lot of good flavors. They got new shakers up right now, so go to W.GG and use promo code Chewin, CHEWIN, at checkout for 10% off your order. And last but not least, while you are on the website, you will see all of the platform links in which we are available on. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, all the links are there. Wherever you're listening to this now, please just subscribe, share. All our social medias are on the website as well. So go to chewintherag.com for all of that. And that's where you can share. It's always, it's great when people share the YouTube or they share the Spotify. I like when people just share the website because that's where everything is. But at the same time, you can't always trust that people will go click the website. So you can go to the website and pick whatever link from there you want. Share it. Help spread the word. We'll be back with guests hopefully in the next week or two. But yeah, let's get right into it. We are back. We skipped a week. Said I wasn't going to skip a week. Son got sick. It was a whole ordeal. So here I am skipping a week. But, tomorrow's Halloween. So this will be the Halloween episode. We can recap last time I was on, I was ranting and rambling and threatening to get back into the cage and fight my cousin. It was a whole thing. Nothing came of that because he was just chatting shit. He didn't really want to fight. That's okay. Just chat shit with somebody else because I don't like you. So I'm not going to do it with you. But I also mentioned my son's birthday party. So we can talk about that for a little bit. That was fun. It rained. So we had plans for like a bounce house. We had plans to do a bunch of like outdoor activities and whatnot, and it kind of rained all day. We were stable. We were still able to do a couple of we had like a pumpkin painting station thing just because, Halloween, fall, go spend a bunch of money on pumpkins and washable paint. And we put up like a tent and put like a bouquet table out there. The kids got to do that. Did like a Pokeball hunt because it was a Pokemon themed thing. So it was fun. I think that's what got him sick naturally, so that's why we skipped. And then one of the things I talked about on there was on last week's episode was how do people do presents. So what we ended up doing is everybody left except it was a couple buddies of mine and their kids. So we just waited till it was about like 2 or 3 kids left, and then my son opened presents and played with his new toys with them. And I think that was the way to do it. At first he was like, "Oh, can I do presents?" And we were like, "Just play." Like, it was hectic. I have a decent size living area, but with all those kids and everybody running in and out, and I was like, just play. Everybody's here. Go play. I think the way to do it was to let it kind of die down. It came down to like 4 adults and then like 5, including my wife. And, the men just we had like a Madden tournament. We just hung out and then let the kids play and let everything just slowly die down. But it was a lot of fun. It was his first real birthday party, so it was a big deal, and a decent amount of people showed up and he had a good time, so we had fun with that. Other than that, he's getting over being sick. Tomorrow's Halloween. Trick-or-treating isn't really a thing here because I've talked about it on here. He has like every major food allergy, so it wouldn't really be fun for him. The idea is fun. Dress up the house, get candy, be with his cousins, whatever. At the end of the day, he just has a sack of candy and legitimately will probably be able to eat 1 piece if he's lucky, because he can't have majority of candies like major chocolates. He's not going to be able to have any of that. He's got like 5 allergies probably off the top of my head. I know them all obviously, but just the number of them, whatever. I'm not going to sit here and count them, but like he's got like a handful plus of allergies. So it's really not something. And people are like, "Oh, just do the trick or treating thing." And it's like, for what? What is? And then I have to eat it all. I'm trying to like cut back and all that shit. I've still got leftover like candy from his piñata and everything. So no, I'm trying not to have that. So, and plus, Hey, buddy, thanks for doing that. Child labor laws, I agree, bring them back. But like that's just what that feels like. It's, hey, go do all this work, bring mom and dad home candy, and thank you. Like, it's just not. But he does dress up. He dresses up, and then we go to like family members' houses and whatnot. People who know his allergies, and they give him like little trinkets and toys. And uh, he had like a pack of Oreos one year, so it's not like he doesn't get to experience it a little bit. He just doesn't get to do the whole house thing. He goes to 3 houses, and we come home and hang out. We'll watch something, and he'll hang out with mom and dad. So it's exciting. It's fun to do the whole Halloween thing with him, but it's not the same. Yeah, buddy texted me today, and he goes, "Have fun trick or treating where you live." We don't even do that. And he goes, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Too many creeps out there." I'm like, "I'm not worried about creeps. I can handle a creep. It's a fucking peanut slips into his little bag, and he takes a hold of that, and that's a whole problem I got to deal with. I'm not." He goes, "Oh yeah, I forgot allergies." Like, yeah, no. All right, I know whose house he's not going to ever without me around. Like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. You thought you were just worried about creeps and assholes. I grew up with creeps and assholes. I'm not worried about creeps and assholes. Fucking insane. We I have a few ideas for the podcast just to kind of change up solo stuff and make it a little more interesting. Me and this friend were brainstorming things, and he's like, I was like, what if I just did a prank call segment one day? Because that's what I literally used to do. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ownage pranks, but I used to just like be on that wavelength, and I would just constantly do like pranks, and I would get like really detailed characters and whatnot. And I was like, I'll do it one day. I'm not gonna do it today. I'm just giving you guys a heads up that we are introducing, just for like the solo stuff, just like little things to make it just something more than me rambling and counting how many times I can say the F word in 30 minutes, because that's definitely record setting. But we are introducing some things. There's a thing I was talking about with a buddy. I might do that one today because it's easy. I'll just call random people in my contacts and ask them like trivia questions or two truths and a lie, and give them like 30 seconds to answer, and then just fucking hang up on them. Stuff like that. Just like little bits. Little bits. It's not what this is supposed to be, but this was supposed to be like interview based, and booking guests and whatnot has proven to be a pain in the ass to do by yourself while working full time and being a dad and everything else. And they'll guests that I get, because they're not like these major guests who don't have anything to do all day. They're people who work 9 to 5s and have families too. So it's like I have to figure out their schedule, my schedule, things get rescheduled, and then I'm stuck doing another 30, 45-minute episode where I just rant and ramble. And I know people like these because they've told me, but those same people have heard me say 30 times probably now that I don't love doing it. I actually find it kind of hard to do these unless like I take 3 weeks off and have like 3 weeks of things to talk about, because then I can actually get like close to a full hour at that point. I think that's what I did around vacation. And but like outside of that, this isn't the most enjoyable thing to just sit here and talk to myself and drink my pumpkin ale and water and rant and ramble. Sometimes I'll get like a gem in there where it's like, okay, I could talk about that for 20 minutes. But realistically, there's not much to it. I haven't streamed in a while. Kind of the same thing. It's just by the time I settle down and I play a video game at night before bed, that's when I like wind down. I don't want to be on a camera and then I'm answering chat and then I'm doing this, that, and the third. And it's such a weird thing to complain about, because it's like, oh, don't. At the same time, I do want to. So I would like to at least once a week get back into streaming. I was having fun with that. The gaming channel at Pinchworm Gaming on YouTube was doing well enough where like people were coming in kind of steady and talking shit and having a good time. So I'd like to get back onto that. And I'm putting that out there now because I'm going to try to do that. I also got to work out more again. I feel like my shoulders are getting rounded. I'm not a round shoulder guy. I'm not a hunch. I'm a high and tight shoulder, dude. So I got to work out again. I'll start going to like the MMA gym with those guys. It's right down the street, so I have no real excuses. And I got the basement set up here, so just making a little bit of changes. You'll notice, hopefully within the next few months, this whole thing changes. Next year, probably closer to, but you'll notice the background changes and everything else. So going through all that nonsense, but it's been fun. I haven't really had anything to complain about. Super fucking tired. Work has just been, I work in a warehouse. and I don't spend any time in that warehouse. It's just fucking driving nonstop. I feel like a delivery driver. And I don't just drive like these random places. I'll drive 40 minutes one way and then back to the warehouse would be 40 minutes, but I'm going 40 minutes the opposite way. And it's like, jeez, dude. So you're just staring at the road, trying to entertain yourself. I'm by myself. Not all the vehicles have like an aux cord or Bluetooth or anything, so it's just coming through my phone faintly. Days like today, it's pouring rain, so you can't really hear it when that happens. Again, super pointless complaints, but I just got to keep you guys up to date before we do all the fun stuff. Got to keep you guys up to date before we do all the fun stuff. Let's start with some fun stuff. Let's do it. I don't know what this guy's going to say when he answers the phone. I never do. But we're going to start with we'll start with Jake. I'm going to ask him, and you guys can guess too. I won't know what your answer is, obviously. Matthew Broderick's first movie role. Not show, because he did a show before a movie, I learned, from his IMDb. But this guy watches a lot of movies, and he pisses me off, and I know he won't get this. Let's see. I'm going to call him on Facebook, because he gets weirded out when I text him. He's like, oh, you're texting me from my number? Hopefully you guys can hear this. He's not going to answer. Calling people at dinner time. Get away from your family, bitch. Nothing. Disappointment. What a disappointment. I'm going to do a 2 truths and a lie with Dan and see what he gets. He might overthink this because I'm going to ask him. I'm going to do 2 truths. I don't like sleeping with the TV off. And my favorite season. We'll do my favorite season is fall. And I don't like sleeping with the TV off. And then my lie is going to be I once got in a fight with an off-duty cop. Now, he knows I have an MMA background. He knows I've sparred with, random civilians and whatnot. So he might overthink this, and I'm hoping he gets it wrong. This is so stupid, but it's fun for me. He knows about this segment. I don't know if he'll answer, though. I don't know if he was expecting it today. And by that, I mean not this phone call today, this segment to be starting right away. I'll actually ask him. Those memes where it's like, you have to call one friend. If they don't answer, you win $1 million. That's my whole friend group, including me. Not looking good for this segment, by the way. This is awful. We're real, dude. That's what happens.
Hello?
Oh, there he is here. You weren't expecting me to do this today, were you, pal? All right, it's 2 truths and a lie time. You ready?
Okay.
All right. I don't like sleeping with the TV off. I once got in a fight with an off-duty cop. My favorite season is the winter. Or fall. Shit.
This is
2 truths and a lie.
Okay. So you don't like sleep. The first one was you don't like sleeping with the TV
Off.
So you need the TV on to sleep.
I prefer it.
Okay, well, I was under the impression that MK just choked you out until you fell asleep.
That's when she doesn't want the TV on.
I also think you probably did get into a fight with an off-duty cop. I'm going to go with you got into a fight with the off-duty cop is true. And I feel like you don't like the fall. So I'm going to say fall is a lie.
My favorite season is the fall.
Damn.
I have never gotten a fight with an off-duty cop. Not that I know of.
That they live to tell?
I've never fought a man that's lived to tell except John Parker, who beat me in 26 seconds in the cage.
Damn, I thought I was going to get it.
I thought I would trip you up with the off-duty cop thing just from like MMA and me being an idiot sometimes. So I was like, that's a good one to have.
You did say you didn't get in many fights, so that does make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
The choke me out thing, you're actually not wrong about that because, like I said, if MK wants a TV off and she's having a hard time sleeping because of light, that's so technically, that could be a lie.
Oh man, I thought I was going to get it for sure.
Yep. Well, we'll see you next time on whatever this segment is called one day.
Awesome.
Look at that. I didn't expect him to answer, to be honest. I'm also half expecting Jake to call me back and ask me what the fuck I wanted in my phone call. But yeah, there we go. That was fun. I did think I would trip him up with that, so I am glad. He's right, though. I didn't really get in many fights. I also never counted. So it's always annoying. I actually have a DM from somebody who was like, what's your MMA record? Whatever, your combat sports record. And I told him, and he responded back, any street fights? Yeah, probably. What are we doing here? I don't like the people who have like a win-loss draw column for street fights. It's weird to me. And I don't count. So a lot of my fights were with the same people. So like I don't count. If me and Ted have a problem, I fight Ted 10 times. That's not 10 fights. That's just me and Ted. That's an ongoing fight with me and Ted. That's just what me and Ted do. It's like the chicken and Peter from fucking Family Guy. It's just you can't count those as multiple fights. That's just what they do. And as Tom and Jerry don't count their beefs. Tom and Jerry just beef. It's an ongoing thing. It's a whole series. Daffy and I almost said Donald. Daffy and fucking Bugs. I don't even know if they have a beef. They're supposed to be like friends, I guess. I don't know. That whole thing's annoying. But yeah, I don't really have many fights. It's probably like 10 or less. Most of my combat stuff is sanctioned. It's in a gym, stuff like that. If you want to fight me, sign a waiver. We'll do it the proper way through like all the channels, the ref, and all this other nonsense. Because like I don't have time for that. I talked about this last episode. This is just me kind of explaining it a little bit with what he just touched on. Is you did say you haven't been in many fights. This came up a couple weeks ago. People were just talking about fighting and whatnot. I think my cousin actually, that whole thing ignited just a conversation between the boys. So that was fun though. I think the segment will catch on as it grows and people go. I have a fun one. I don't know if he'll answer. I'm gonna ask him to name 3 Pokemon in 30 seconds, and he will struggle. He ignored me. He knew it was coming. I'm gonna text accident. Let's see what he says. It was not an accident. But that was something we did for my son's birthday party because it was Pokemon themed. We had my buddy Zach, who's he doesn't know anything about Pokemon, and we asked him like name 10 Pokemon or something like that. It wasn't a time limit. And everybody's like just watching him struggle with it because he's my age. He's like a year younger, a couple months younger. So no, he's a year younger. So it was funny watching somebody who was like that age be like, oh, I can't even name 3. He would get really close. He would say like Ghoulie instead of like that doesn't count. We can't count it. So I thought like that was basic knowledge for anybody who's like around 30, maybe a little bit older, maybe a little bit younger. I mean, the younger people name ones that you don't even know. Like, I've played the most recent ones, and I probably can't name 10 from the most recent ones, despite beating it and like catching them and shit. They're a pain in the ass. They all have weird fucking names now. Like back then, it was like Dragon Knight. It's a fucking dragon. Okay, like Charizard. Like they're easy. Now it's like fucking Kyangador. What the fuck is a Kyangador? I don't know. We're not doing this shit. So, but yeah, I think this will be something that we just randomly do. Dan will almost always answer. I mean, as you just saw, I used to do like Ask the Dads with my old podcast, which I still do like questions on here. If people, that's another thing. If you go to Chewin the Rag, it's chewintheragpod@gmail.com. You can email me like suggestions, trivia questions if you ever want me to ask like a trivia question on your behalf that you think would stump people. What else? And then just like regular questions. You can ask me anything from, I always hate when I do that. You can ask me anything from like personal questions to podcast questions to anything in between, just funny questions. Dan used to hit me with like the most insane questions, and they were always super fun to answer. And then people realized like the questions he was sending in, and it kind of sparked like other people were asking questions and whatnot. So that's a lot of fun. Discord is a good place to have a conversation with all of us as well. We're all in there. We're in the voice chat sometimes playing games together and stuff. If you ever see that active, feel free to pop in and play a game with us if you have the same game as us. That's always fun. I don't know if I ever updated the website with the Discord website, Discord link in it. So I'll have to do that. But yeah, no, those are pretty much just little things like that. I always enjoy. So my buddies used to have a podcast, and they would do like brackets and stuff, and they would pin like all these horror movie icons, and we would all argue and debate and see who moves on. Sports trivia. They once did like a spelling thing where you had to like spell names like famous athletes' names. So like Giannis Antetokounmpo, his name, it was never on there, I don't think, even though. But like just some random things like that. And I was like, that's pretty fun. But this is not what that was supposed to be. This podcast isn't supposed to be like games and bits and whatnot. But I think as I get bored, I need to change things and make it fun and make it so I want to come here and sit down and do things. And I think little things like that, just getting like friends involved and getting people involved and making it interesting, not only for me, but for you guys as well, because it is boring. You guys, everything I've talked about, I've probably talked about in the past, and then I just say, I didn't mention this. All right, dude, so don't mention it again. I don't know what the fuck you want me to tell you, okay? What do you want me to tell you? But yeah, I can sleep with the TV off. This is why I was really specific. I prefer to have it on. I like falling asleep to something. I mean, if I'm like on the couch right there and the movie's on, chances are I'm gonna fall asleep no matter how much I like the movie. It's just something in my brain's like, you're comfortable, you're going to bed. I can stay up until 4:30 playing a video game, but by like 12:30 I'll be knocked if a fucking movie's on, whether it's something I love, hate, or anything else. So that's a little bit of insight on me, dude. Falls definitely. I thought I fucked myself over with that because I was thinking winter for some reason, and I said fall, but it is fall. I thought for sure he'd be like, oh. I also think that maybe threw him a hiccup though, because why would I stammer on my favorite holiday or season? I don't know, but I did. It's literally what happened. So, oh, you know what? Let's get the fucking. All right, watch this shoot. I know one of these motherfuckers will answer. Don't you ever call me again. Listen to me. I got trivia for you guys. I'm on the podcast. I got questions for you. It's about southern United States during the time of racism. So I figured you two would be the perfect people to call. All right, ready? It's a sports question. I'm just kidding. So in the NFL, there are 4 teams where the city and the team have the same starting letter. Can you name those 4 teams?
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I don't even know.
There's 2 more. Yeah.
Oh, the Titans.
There you go. There you go.
Titans.
Yeah, one more.
NFC or NFC? Damn, give us a hint.
NFC.
NFC.
This is the one that got me. It took me a while, but I did get it. This is for white privilege. White privilege is on the line. I can give you guys.
I can't think of an NFC team. I don't got it.
Right? Hey, what are you at? A Spirit Halloween?
What did you say?
You had a Spirit Halloween?
Halloween, I'm dead. Damn, no, I can't even. Wait a minute. You said NFC, right?
NFC.
Yeah.
This is the one. It took me like a minute and a half, 2 minutes to get this one. I don't know why I felt so stupid after I said it.
I don't know yet.
One of their players got a yearly award last year.
Oh, hold on, bro. Give up. I guess I don't like the sport.
It's the Seahawks.
Oh, my God.
Fucking West. I didn't even think about the NFC.
That's dude.
That's what I'm saying. I knew those.
That's the same exact shit that I did when I got asked, and I was like, "You mother."
I thought about the NFC South.
Yep. So yeah, that was the deal. It was either I get an N-word pass or you guys get white privilege, and I won. So you heard it here, folks. Yeah, use it right now.
Use it right now.
Yeah, my phone. The reception here is ass. My reception is ass. Oh shit! I do not say the N-word even with my brothers. But I would have given them a little white privilege. They could have like got out of a speeding ticket. Could have used me as like a reference. That's easy. I could have handled that 100%. Fucking insane for him to say use it right now. He got me. All right. I think I'm gonna wrap this up. It's 30 minutes. That was a lot of fun. I just wanted to introduce a couple segments that I might be doing in the future. I think I'll give people a heads up that I'm going to call them. I think it'll make it a little bit easier, but I won't tell them what it is. I had fun doing that though. That was cool. And hopefully you guys, even if you can't, you could type in like your answer, I guess. You can just be like, oh, I had it on the tip of my tongue and I was shouting at my screen. All the fucking things that we all do when we listen to podcasts. I hate when I'm listening to a podcast and they're drawing a blank on something that I know. And I'm just like, dude, it's fucking Edgar Allan Poe, dude. It's right there. They can't hear you, dude. But no, that was fun. I had fun. I think that's little things like that are what I'll be doing to make this more interesting for myself. Yeah, next week I'll talk about how Halloween was and how it rained the whole time, and we went to one family member's house, and then yada yada yada. But until then, thank you. Chewintherack.com. W.GG. Get your merch. Rate, subscribe, share, follow, all the platform links. Hit me up in the Discord. It's a lot of fun there. Email chewintherackpod@gmail.com. And I'll see you guys in a week, hopefully. If I'm not a piece of shit and I don't skip an episode, but you never know.